Hey everybody, thanks for watching here on YouTube. If you guys are liking these videos, the deck techs, go ahead and hit subscribe. Ring that bell. You'll know whenever we make a new one. And if you're really into it, I mean, consider checking out patreon.com/commandersbrew. You know, you can help us make these quite literally. But let's get into this holiday deck tech. This is going to be a good one.
Oh, this is a fun one, gang. This is the Commander's Brew version of the Christmas story. You know, the one with the three wise men and the star and the baby and the manger and all that stuff. That's kind of the deck we're working on. So gather round, get close to your monitors or your audio equipment, and let's just tell a little story, shall we?
Here we go.
This one begins with three wise men. The first of which, Edric, Spy Master of Trest. We know Edric when
very wise.
You deal combat, you draw cards. That's wisdom, right? Drawing cards. The other wise man, Audric, Lunarch Marshal, giving keywords to everybody. Yes, very wise, very wise. And Tajic, Legion's Edge. Just because the one with the mentor, combat intelligent. That's good. That's good. Wise decisions. So the three wise men, Edric, Audric, and Tajic. They were, they decided, how did it all start? I don't know, but I know that they're bringing gifts. Andy, why don't you go through the gifts that they're bringing?
Yeah, this is a bit out of order as to what happens in the story. I will say that.
I guess, yeah, like what started?
The star appears first, right? And then the
appears.
Angels come and tell. But I mean, we don't have shepherds here.
Oh no, there's a shepherd in there.
Oh, there is? Okay, great. Okay,
yeah.
So the angel. Okay, whatever. But we're gonna get to that because it starts with the three wise men. And then they get told about it. And we'll get to that in a second because this is just the way it's going to be. And they see the star and they get told about it and they decide, okay, well, there's a baby being born here and we got to bring it gifts, right?
Yeah.
So, we all know about the frankincense, the myrrh, a.k.a. the hot soup, right?
Yeah.
Edric decides, how can I help this child? I know what I'll do. I'll cook an extremely hot soup. And in bringing it to this baby, I will not be able to be blocked, and therefore I will certainly draw a card.
Yeah.
When things get rolling.
Yeah, so Edric's thinking ahead.
Yeah, he's thinking ahead. That's what the first wise man brought. The second wise man, Audric, he said, "Oh yes, I know what I will do for this child. I will give it first strike, vigilance, trample, and haste." And he does that with the Sword of Vengeance. Obviously, what an amazing gift. He's going to give this baby a huge metal sword. Honestly, it makes as much sense as bringing a baby some kind of perfume, right? So I think it's a great choice for Audric here. And finally, Tajic, the mentoring combat-ready general, is going to bring in blinding powder. That's right, he's giving blinding powder to a baby. Which, when you unattach blinding powder, it just means that you're going to be able to prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to this creature this turn. It equips for 2. So, if the baby's got 2 mana lying around, it's going to be able to blinding powder whatever it's facing off against, and hopefully doesn't spill that powder on its own little face.
Yeah, 3 great gifts for a baby, right?
Yeah,
great.
These are honestly they make as much sense as the original story.
Yeah, right? Yeah, for
right.
sure.
And that's what we're going for. This is the magic version of the Christmas story.
Right. So Edric, Audric, and Tajic, the 3 wise men, they've got their gifts. So they're like, "Oh, how are we going to find this star? Like, can you just how do you do that?" Well, you become a little sky scanner for a second. So you get to draw a card. That's knowledge. And then when you scan the sky, you're going to see the star field of Nyx. And it will guide you to the manger and all that stuff. And it also returns an enchantment from your graveyard to the battlefield. And, all enchantments are kind of starry things, so that makes a little bit of sense. And if you have 5 or more enchantments, which I don't think we will in this deck, all of your non-aura enchantments are creatures.
That's right. So we start with our original inspiration here, the 3 wise men, and then we go, meanwhile, while the wise men are making their way towards the inn, or the barn, or whatever.
Yeah, who is the couple, right? So we're used to Joseph and Mary, right? Like they're a couple, they're in love, they're having a kid. Who is Magic's couple?
They were impregnated by a deity. Well, in this version, we have Kinios and Tiro of Miletus. We have these 4 colors represented by our 3 wise men, again, which were the inspiration for the deck. So there's only one couple in Magic that is these 4 colors, and it's Kinios and Tiro of Miletus. And, they're very generous folks, right? At the beginning of your end step, you draw a card. Each player may put a land card from his or her hand onto the battlefield. Then each opponent who didn't draws a card. So
it's about
they're
giving.
very giving, right?
Yeah.
It's giving. The season is giving. And of course,
and
their child.
We know, so the Christmas story, they're just like, hey, where did this baby come from? We didn't have this baby.
Yeah, right. We
Kinios
are physically
and Tiro,
unable to have a baby.
They're not having a baby on their own.
Yeah, right.
Because it was, look at, I forgot it's crib swap. Look at the little crib swap baby there.
That's crib swap represents the baby in this story. And I mean, is the baby a little green shapeshifter? Yes, it is.
That explains how it came unexpectedly like that.
Right, exactly. And the baby can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, right? Because isn't
right.
that what the holidays are about? Of just looking inside of you and seeing what you wanted it to be?
Yeah, this is what we call blaspheming. Okay.
We should put blasphemous act.
Blasphemous act is just this whole episode.
Yeah. And so until then, people were in a bad mood. There was a lot of faithless looting going on, right? People drawing 2 cards, discarding 2 cards, flashing it back. That's, because people didn't know what to do. Things weren't good, but things are changing now. But unfortunately,
people weren't nice.
People weren't nice.
Much like when, the rooms were full and a pregnant Kinios needed to give birth. Although I guess he was sort of nice because he was like, go in the barn there. You can go with the animals, you pregnant dude. That mausoleum guard, right?
Yeah, the mausoleum guard. Just fast forwarding, if the mausoleum guard ever dies, you get 2 white spirit tokens with flying, which is actually a little bit relevant to the deck, so I think it's appropriate.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And so they get to the barn and they're there, and there are lots of beasts around them. There's lots of beasts. Because they're 4 colors in white, they have the Felidar Guardian, the cat beast that lets you exile a permanent and return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Felidar Guardians there looking on.
Yeah, and then we have representing blue, although it is a hybrid, it's a grazing Kelpie. The 3 in a hybrid Simic. The 2/3, you can sack it and put a target card in a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library, and it has persist.
Which is not that bad, because you can kind of hose a reanimator strategy if you need to. Just talk about the deck for a second. If someone tries to reanimate something, you can get rid of it.
Spoiler alert, the baby does get put back into the library from a graveyard at later in its life.
Right.
Yeah. Crazy Kelpie, definitely foreshadowing Easter here.
Yeah. What about, this is a surprising discovery, honestly. How about Palamud? This is a red beast. 2 in a red, and then it has power. It's a star 3. It has power equal to the number of tapped lands the chosen player. So when it enters, you choose an opponent, and it has power equal to the number of tapped lands of that player. So, if you pick the player before you, it's probably going to have a big power all the time.
There you go. That's pretty cool. And finally, the green beast, representing green here, is the Shroud War Beast. The 1 and a green, and has trample. It's a star, and it says as it enters, you choose an opponent, and then its power and toughness are each equal to the number of non-basic lands the chosen player controls. So go and pick your 5-color opponent for this one, because the Shroud War Beast is a 2-mana gigantic monster with trample.
Yeah, and all of this happened. It was a special time, and everybody was so excited, and there was a divine visitation. Yeah. This is the one with any creature tokens appear, you actually get 4/4 white angel tokens. So I'll remind you of the Mausoleum Guard, that when he dies, he turns into 2 angels now.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the story of when the guy dying and turning into 2 angels.
Yeah, remember that part of the Christmas story where the innkeeper says you can't stay here, and then he dies and turns into 2 angels?
Yeah, he gets sacrificed, turned into 2 angels. I love that part.
Oh, and here's the shepherd you were referring to earlier.
Right. Okay, well, it's, you know what? Why not get a bit of a mix going on here? It's a Miria shepherd. Why not be an angel and a shepherd all at once? Why not represent two parts of the story, right? We all know how good a Miria shepherd is. She's bringing stuff back from graveyards all the time. You know, we got plains. The wise men and the shepherd had to travel across the plains, so it just makes a lot of sense.
Yep. And then to help them find the thing, they followed the star, but they also had help from Shepherd of the Lost, so they didn't get lost. It's the angel. It's a 5-mana angel for 3/3 with flying, first strike, and vigilance. This is Audric, the wise man, Audric's favorite angel. It really helps the team.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what? We had some spirits too. Why not? We had a bunch of ghosts in this. If you don't know, definitely ghosts were involved in the Christmas story.
Yeah, right?
Right, exactly. And we know Geist honored monk. This is the 5-mana star vigilance. When it enters, you make 2 spirits, and then it's as big as the number of creatures you have.
This is a little bit of a nod to the divine visitation and to get spirits and to just recognize that, I guess, monks are into it too, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch, but honestly, it does make sense.
But if everyone's coming along to see, and the ghosts want to too, they will form a spectral procession. A sorcery for 3 white or 2 for every non-white. It's a weird one, but you get 3 spirit tokens with flying.
I want to see everyone's, you know, if you're into it and you do a nativity scene, I'd like to see you represent these specific ghosts from Spectral Procession, the ones with the skulls, wearing dresses and like scary hair and everything.
You mean the librarian from the beginning of Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters, yeah. If you didn't know, she was there when baby shapeshifter was born.
See, the nativity scenes always show the same set, but that's because we don't see the ghosts. If you saw the ghosts, that would be 10 times as big. There'd be so many ghosts in the back.
Exactly. There's like 50 ghosts back there.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's like a whole choir of ghosts back there, and that's, you know, that's canon. That is what we call that's officially part of the story now. But you know what? And this is definitely a story that lives on as we are talking about it today, 2018. It happened, you know, that many years ago, I suppose. And it's told on through a journal, like Tamio's journal, which is a great card, obviously. You know, at every upkeep, we always investigate. Of our upkeep, we always investigate the story, and we find new meaning and new joy every time.
Yeah, I mean, if you look through these sacred texts, you can find clues on how to live your best life. Yeah,
new wisdom, as it were, and drawing lots of cards.
Yeah, so that's kind of the Christmas story as told through magic cards. Oh, that's right, and this is the add-on that gets added on later on, and that's the little boy playing the spring leaf drum, the little drummer boy. So you can tap one of these other creatures and add 1 mana of any color. And in a 4-color deck, that's pretty useful.
And every time you do it, you have to say pa-rum-pa-pum-pum.
Yes, you have to say pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
And then if you really want to modernize the story, you got to add Muppets somehow.
Yeah, and Michael Caine?
Yep. Wait, that was the Scrooge story. That was a different story.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a Christmas story.
Next year, let's do that Christmas story.
Yeah, we haven't done that before, right?
No, the 3 spirits, yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. That is a good move.
Yeah. We do have one surprise and discovery. This is a bit of a different episode for us, a bit lighter. We're not going to go into the budget report because it's a silly deck and that sort of thing. But we do have one surprise and discovery. I was looking for cards that have the word faith in it, and Armor of Faith is the creepiest card art I've ever seen.
Yeah. Weird. It's like that poor woman. She's being grasped by a huge hand.
I know that the whole point is that's a spiritual hand that's protecting her, but that looks like she's not, like, it doesn't look nice. It doesn't look like a nice thing.
No, she's essentially getting groped by the Armor of Faith.
By a giant hand.
Yikes.
Anyway, I don't like it.
Yikes.
I don't like it.
I do like her like neat like sai blade thing she has. That's kind of fun.
I mean, she looks like she's cool with it.
I mean, does she? Look at her face.
I mean, she's ready to
doing
fight.
This. She's doing this.
Yeah, like, are the fingers on me? Are the giant fingers on me?
Okay, let's go. Where's the thumb? Oh, it's under my arm. Weird. Ew. Okay. Well, you know, it wouldn't be a Christmas story without a bit of weird creepiness at the end. I suppose. Everyone, thanks for listening to this one. This was fun. Happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas and all that kind of stuff. Hope everything goes well. Cream Down is next week. Again, that's going to be our last episode of the year. And we hope to see you then.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Big thanks to all our patrons who make these episodes possible.
Yeah, and if you want to check out more comedy videos, check out our Brews News playlist.
Make sure you follow us on Twitch TV to see when we play live.
If you want to chat with us, head over to Twitter. We're @CommandersBrew.
And please hit subscribe to Ding the Bell and find out when we got new stuff coming out.
See you next time.
Bye.